stream lasts more than 5. Alright, the announcement just went up. I'm hoping to God this stream lasts more than 5 fucking minutes. And it looks like it's already sucking already. But maybe that's just Twitch Mobile being bad. So, last time I did an art stream, the stream lasted for 1 minute. And it's looking like that might be the case again. Now, on the off chance it does happen, on the off chance this stream doesn't last more than a minute, I'm switching to Minecraft. I already have my PS4 on. I already have Minecraft ready to go. I just give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get ready. I have to go to my main base, put an X on the stream title for art. There's already a heavy delay because Twitch Mobile fucking sucks. Now, I plan on doing certain things. It doesn't seem like there's much. There's a bit of delay, but it doesn't seem like it's bad delay right now on my end. It's just freezing a bit, which is already the telltale sign that it sucks already. So, if this lasts 5 minutes, I will open the sketchbook, and if it lasts for 10 minutes, I'll actually get to work. Now, normally I don't stream around this time, but because it's an art stream, a unique little stream, I have to. I've prepared this time. Mind the mess. I usually don't do art streams often because, you know, I don't know if it'll work or not. If you're like, oh, why didn't you advertise on other servers or share this on Blue Sky or whatever I usually do. Again, Twitch Mobile is a piece of shit to stream off of. And it is the only way I can stream art on this channel. Because I'm a traditional artist. Like, obviously, as you can see, sketchbook. And I am very expressive with my hands. However, this is a unique stream because I don't have to... If this lasts for a long time, I don't have to put this on. I don't have to put on this piece of shit. Actually, it's a pretty good brand. But when I adjust this, like when I adjust this thing right here, like I found in one side. In fact, this thing's so faded that this thing did come off. Yeah, I've been wearing this for so long. Yeah. 3 minutes so far. I do plan on saving the VOD if it lasts more than like 30 minutes or more. 30 to 45 minutes. And so like at 10 minutes I'll open this book to one of the bookmarkers I have. If you're wondering like what the bookmarkers are, and I will show you like what the bookmarkers are, like these are bookmarkers I got from a town in Iowa, or a store in Iowa called Dog-Eared Butts. It's in like Ames or something. You'll see when I open this book. I just want to mention that because this is my favorite. The bookmarkers I use. Yeah. Now, another thing, which I will mention more. Alright. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of problems right now, but because I had to do a lot of things with my phone, and I have to pray the thing that's supporting my phone does not fall. Yeah. Oh, and also, major thing to mention, I am seeing my hand move, which is good. Do not redeem something like the custom skin. Honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna raise the price from like 25,000 to like probably $1 million at this point. Because honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff, and also I don't know. Anyways, 5 minutes so far. And now I have to sit down. Actually, I can just open the page. Okay, I really hope that's on Twitch end, not mine. I hope that's on my end, not on Twitch. Oh. Alright, so I will open the page. I do have to be careful because there are some suggestive drawings in that book. Alright. First drawing I'm going to be inking in will be this one right here. And I think I have a picture of this drawing somewhere on my phone. And also, this is the bookmarker I was talking about. Yeah. This is what I'm going to be inking in once things work. This is actually from a bookstore. I only bought one book. I think it was like these. It's surprisingly hard finding. Yes, I'm gonna hide the thing, but it is this store in Iowa. Yeah, I'm already seeing problems. I guess that's a bit about me being a perfectionist, I guess. Yes. So, I'm hiding the QR code, partially because my phone might try to scan it. Which my phone's stupid too. My phone acts like my laptop sometimes. Which, if the quality's off, or if my audio sounds a little weird, if there's a lot of background noise, I can't help that. Life goes on. But yeah, this is what I use for a bookmarker. Anyways, I'm not using this. I was just using this to pick which drawings I'm going to be drawing. Now, I'm pretty sure what I know. So I can talk about this drawing and ink it in after 10 minutes, but I want to explain like the picture itself as I'm getting ready to ink this stuff in. The armor itself is heavily inspired, or if not, it actually is the armor of this one style in Elder Scrolls Online called Veteran style. And as for a character, God, I hope I remember the character, because I have so many characters, like, they all suffer from the Wintel hairstyle thing. Like, if you've seen, like, how I draw characters sometimes, they all have this similar hairstyle to my own Sona, which I can provide an example with my recent sketchbook, or someone actually, I could just pull this up with using a sketchbook, a drawing I already have already. Here we go. Something I never finished. But I use this as a thing. I've never finished these. But this was in relationship. I gotta make sure there's something going on because, it's just a still image at this point. If you've never seen my hands, how the fuck? And then again, I'm not used to that. I never finished this. This is based off of this drawing I'm about to show, and this does prove my point. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I have a better one I could use. I have a better one. I'm only inking in drawings from the current sketchbook I picked. I can use this as a... Actually, wait, no, hold on a moment. Give me a moment, I can actually use this. Oh boy, I hope I remember that drawing. Because it works too. As I just need this in, and it's perfect to show. I just hope I can find... here we go. I have not colored this in yet, but I have inked this in. This is my own character. I've not colored this in yet. I got away from the camera to show it because the delay is bad. Heavily bad. This is my own character. This is based off a selfie I took when I went to my local beach and all. I don't think I'm gonna color this in right now. Actually, I don't really color my works often and all the time, but yeah. I wanted to mention that. Okay. The stream lasted 10 minutes, which is good. That does mean I can now ink this in, But now I really have to hope that things go well. The only issue is how this thing's gonna. Oh shit! The QR code. By the way, I'm really hoping this phone is not being a stupid piece of garbage. Again, that's kind of why I fear any random thing showing up like a QR code, because my camera might pick it up and be like, "Oh, click on the link or do this with it," because my phone acts like my shitty laptop. And also, if I sound a little weird, I'm streaming directly from my phone and not from my headset, which I just showed. If I sound a little different, it's because this is a different audio than my actual. And also, we're not really going to care much about that. Oh, come on, I was going to click on Stream Manager. Why did it not work at first? Oh, and if you're wondering, like, what the mouse pad is, unfortunately, this is a CorkyCam mouse pad that has heavily been faded because of use. It is heavily faded. I would like to show it, but I'm worried about any adjustments. Like a piece of shit. I think it's updating. Because, of course, it's always computers. Gotta love computers. I love computers. I really hope everything's working just fine. If there's any issues, I can't help it. God, I'm also a little worried about how the stream is going to go with my phone. Because I'm already having to do like a mass purge of pictures and maybe some apps later as well. I'd probably delete Twitter or something because I don't use Twitter anymore. Oh, and also, as I like to use these, it's unfortunate that my board that I'm using to cover, like, this is how I usually draw and ink stuff in. I use like a board. Fun fact, I get this from my local comic book store, or where I get trading cards, but getting Pokemon trading cards is a nightmare. Now, only problem is, usually I like to get up close and personal, and I don't think I have the right pens, per se. Okay, am I prepared? Also, I'm gonna have to move that around because, pardon my mess. Pardon my mess. Or don't, I don't care. It's my room. Yes, I live like this. Wait, I grabbed the wrong pen. Great. Okay, so far, that's good. There's a bit of things with bitrate, but that's fine. Oh, and again, as I said, if the stream fails, I'm switching to Minecraft. God, trying to set everything up was a nightmare. Like, I had to... Setting everything up for today's stream was a nightmare. How am I going to get the details? I picked a really good drawing to start off with. And I could have just done, like, the dungeon pack stuff. Which, funny enough, this is a dungeon pack character. Now, if you hear me use that, what is a dungeon pack character? Oh god, how am I gonna do this? I'm not used to drawing like this, to be honest, or inking. To be honest, I haven't, like... I usually like to move the canvas or book around while I ink. Actually, could I get a little closer? I'm a little worried I might mess up on the details, but that's fine. Although for myself, that might be a problem. Got into the hair for this character might be a little troublesome. If I remember anything, this is like... God, getting the mouth details and the armor details, I am sweating. Also, I might add the Twitch art category sucks. The what it looked like before, it was so good, but now, I don't know, it looks bad to me. I like the old one but more. Oh, and if you're wondering like the character's species or anything, if this is the character I think it is, she's a hyena character. If I remember anything. Or maybe this is not the character I'm imagining. Look, I don't label my characters like, oh, this is this character and this is. No, I don't do that usually. I'll show you lunch. Man, I hate inking like this where I have to be at a certain angle just so I get the details. Actually, let me just get it close to just make sure I got the details. You know, this is always a problem with art streams. There we go. Oh god, the armor. Oh god, the armor. And I thought the face was hard to draw. Now we're getting to the armor. I have a certain way of how I draw. I think someone said it was like the early 2000s style, which... You know... Oh god, the armor. So again, the armor is heavily based off of the veteran style for from the Elder Scrolls Online, which is one of my favorite games. Fun fact, I can just show you the disc right now. I have the physical disc. Fun fact, it is actually, this disc is 10 years old. This box is 10 years old. Nearly. See? See? I wasn't wrong. The oldest versions of the game I have. I hate Twitch Mobile. Is it still working on my end? Yeah. Like, I am checking this both on, like, the Twitch on my screen and... Like, as long as it's working for everyone else, just fine. No issues whatsoever. But if there's any issues, let me know. Just let me know if there's any issues. And unfortunately, I can't help it because I'm streaming from Twitch Mobile. I have to make that point clear. I have to bring that up constantly. I know that there's a heavy delay. God, I really should have cleaned up our stream. But yeah, this years old, roughly 10 years old. The game is about 11 years old itself. Man, I've been playing it for a long time. I mean, I have like 7,000 hours on it anyways. So it made sense. Now, again, as I mentioned, the armor is heavily based... Anyways, back to the drawing itself. The armor is heavily based off the veteran style. It's not super accurate to the armor itself. Just, again, trying to do the details suck. But I did what I could. I did my best. That's all I care about. I don't usually draw armor often for my characters. And believe me, I want to try. Because I've been drawing these dungeon pack characters like without armor and just in like swimwear or whatever. Like, however I usually make characters in games. That's how I usually do it. Just so I get a lot of details. But now that I can actually draw these characters more frequently, I gotta get back to work while doing that. Oh shoot! I grabbed the wrong pen yet again. Yeah, I have to use this one because I get the details. I also, after this, and there's also a couple things I'm bookmarked here. I'm trying to get details for the... This stuff is gonna suck. I really hope I have a picture of his drawing. Was it veteran armor that I based this off of? Also, you've never seen me draw before. I'm very private when I draw. At least I'm very private usually. I like showing my art, but I don't like, you know, I think it was like this. Look, trying to copy like the style of armor was not easy. Again, I have to bring that up whenever I draw this. Did I get it right? Yeah, I hope I did. I guess I have to use this pen while doing this stuff, just so I can get the details right. It's unfortunate that of the drawings I picked, also I really hope this thing's working fine because I can't really tell. Yeah, Twitch Mobile sucks. But I hope that's just on me. Also, if you see my hair, hi, how's it going? You get to see more about me. I'm not gonna really show a lot of my face. Like, if you see me at a convention, I do not look like how I draw myself at all. Like, I'm quite open about how I look, usually. Like, if I shaved more and if I lose some weight, I might actually look decent, if anything. I have no idea if that was like, what I was going for with the armor. Also, there probably was something around that area, but maybe I can add like details to the pants later. Because sometimes when I ink in a drawing, I like to add additional details to a picture. Sometimes far more like there's a drawing maybe of this character if I think this is the right character where I added like additional details, but I can't show that detail because I mean I could show it, it's just it's not gonna be on stream. Actually, I think it might just go up on my FA later. Do note, like, since I think I got lazy halfway through drawing the armor because I realized, like, drawing pants might actually kind of suck. Because, again, the art, like, since this is based off Redrun, and I could just use my computer, for example. Although that might not be a good idea because my computer sucks and sometimes, and it's kind of buffering and I can't tell if it's working or not. I mean, I could add the details. I just gotta find pants. And it's not working because I'm streaming. Actually, no, there was more details to it, but was it red? No, I think it was supposed to be based off medium armor. Yeah, no, it's heavily based off the medium armor for Redoran armor. Yeah, no, it's heavily based off Redoran armor. Or at least the medium style of it. Like, but it's simplified for me to draw it. Because I'm looking at it right now, like a picture of it on the unofficial Elder Scrolls page. Which is, fun fact, I use the unofficial Elder Scrolls page, which is probably the best source of stuff, just so I got like what I could draw for my own armor and whatnot. Partially because coming up with armor designs kind of does suck, but drawing armor and whatnot from other sources kind of makes it easier for me. But that's just how I draw usually. own, since there might be something I might mess up on this shrine, but hey. Okay, so it has lasted more than 5 minutes, so I'm hoping if the stream can last more than like, if the stream can last just fine, I can save a VOD after 45 minutes. Oh god, getting the like design just so I can be accurate to what I use as a reference. Honestly, like, in fact, I actually used another game which made rest in peace, The Elder Scrolls Legends, as a reference for this, like pose and like whatnot as well. Oddly enough, despite it, I I had a hard time with the game when I did play it when it was alive. I did enjoy Legends for a time. God, is that not where her hair is? I really hope that's where her hair is. You know, sometimes maybe the hard part about drawing hair is like sometimes because I like to draw funny animal people, or you know, a lot. And I have like a lot of inspiration for my art. Also, I might miss something like when I'm inking it this in. So not need to scream at me because I'm, as I erase this or as I add any final touches to this, like I'm only inking this in today. And this is an older drawing. This is an old drawing from like November of last year. This sketchbook has been active since, I guess, my road trip. It's when I got this stuff anyways. Which I think one of the other bookmarkers will show it. God, drawing Veteran armor does suck. Because, actually, it's more like a curve. It's more like a curve, but... So, like, as I do the armor, it's more of like a curve inside, but how I drew it was not really. I did my best when I drew it. When I drew this armor, I did my best with it. Actually, I think I'm evolve it. I think I'm gonna follow this in order of how I picked it. Is that how the armor was? I mean, obviously, I didn't include like the arms, like the things here for the armor. I didn't want to draw that. Like again, trying armor detail, like the chest, like is it kind of like breastpiece or something for armor? I'm not. I don't remember. Like the chest, cuirass, whatever. That this part was already hard to do. Added that with the little details. Yeah, yeah. You can see why I got a little lazy. With the design. Fun fact. I use like the, so like. Yes, heavy armor is not. Oh no, it worked. I think I'm also using the characters like. Actually, does the male have like the? I could use the. I gotta hope would be. It's easier. Yeah, maybe not. But if I do the, like this area right here, maybe I can add a little more details here. Just so it's a little more accurate. Now, I can't draw hands that well. I think the sword is also a red ring. I mean, funny enough, I never really used a lot of styles Like for Elder Scrolls Online, since this is all heavily based off ESO, like I wanted to talk about in like a special interest type deal, but I have a hard time doing that. I wanted to talk about like, which I didn't really mention in the original stream yesterday, but ESO is like a special interest of mine, so yeah, I think it was like that. I don't know. God, I'm not looking forward to it. Ooh, just tracing in the lines. Also, I gotta think of like period pants and what time period pants for the character. I think that was just me trying to indicate where her scars were. Which, if this is who I think this is, thank God I drew armor. Because, holy shit, and you'll see in a moment when I do ink in, like, dungeon pack characters. Maybe I should wear a mask because I spit a lot when I talk. And I don't want to ruin it with my own spit. Anyways, no way. Okay. Funny enough, when I draw my dungeon pack characters, and usually I don't talk about this stuff often. By the way, the more suggestive stuff in this book, it's tame, I think, but I'm not going to take any chances. Like, I already have a designated sketchbook for the more adult leaning art that I do. Which I think I can maybe mention that, but if not, nah. Which, by the way, because I stream. Oh man, drawing red or armor sucks. Oh, and also, I was thinking about adding something around here, like, just so it's a little accurate to the armor, but again, I didn't want to do that. It didn't sound like fun. Yeah, it didn't look fun to draw at all. I mean, the chest, again, like as I said, like this part right here is probably the hardest part to draw. For this picture, this section right here was the hardest part. Like, everything around here was the hard part. Like the armor and adding details to it. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do something different. I wonder if I should use the other pens I have, since this is God, I hope that's what I think it is. It's sometimes hard to tell, and sometimes the lines just fade. Yeah, I think some of the lines faded, so I couldn't really tell. Oh well. Also, you'll learn that I'm a little bit. It's so funny. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to art sometimes, yet I'm also fucking lazy, too. Sometimes. I think this is like supposed to be like a war rats or something. I don't. I try not to draw between like this section of the sketchbook. By the way, like that's where I can just tear it off. Like if I wanted to give, usually like to keep all my art with me. Although I have an entire sketchbook for that purpose. Also, I did think, like, for the Valentine's thing I did, there's a lot of non-canon stuff. Also, I might, again, change how the pants look, because this is supposed to be pants, and late. Maybe I can do that now. Actually, I don't want to do like a lot of details. Again, I want to think as lazy as possible. I'll finish like the initial picture that I drew, but when I upload this later on FA, by the way, which I could do that as I talk, but I don't know. That might not be exciting. Alright, I think I got most of the details outside, like maybe the armor details here. There we go. I think that's how it looked. Alright. Alright. Now I have to add like the armor detailing inside. Using the veteran armor. Maybe I can use my pencil, actually, to indicate it. Alright, so I can't do a lot of details here now, as I've already inked it in, but something like this. I already got, like, the belt. But there's, like, this little section right here. It has, like, designs, but I'm not going to bother doing that. So if I can try to get the shape, or I can just use a tool. It's like kind of like a hexagon type of shape. Something like that. It's not a very good design. You know what? Maybe I can just skip that. Oh my god. But then there's like stuff like right over here. Stuff like that, and I use like the similar style right there. Okay. Maybe I'll follow like how I did it initially. There's like 4 of these, so I have to make sure I include 4 of these. There we go. I can do it like that. Again, this is like the additional details that didn't exist when I initially drew this. So that way. I just realized that Charmed Yarner might not be as good, but you know what? Whatever, who cares? Maybe I do a little, but meh. There we go. Now it's not perfect, but I can maybe extend the lines a little bit. That's not perfect. You know what? It'll have to do the job. It'll do the job just fine. Maybe if I make it a little wavy, that might make it work. I don't know. But how can I make this look like pants? Because it's supposed to be pants. Or whatever armor. Fun fact, I'll probably ink this in as well during the stream. Ooh, maybe I can save this like this special material in my world that I use. Ooh. Oh, but then that doesn't make sense. Now, what is this special armor that I bring up? Anyways. Don't worry about that. I don't know the name, and I know it's function, but that's all I know about it. The function. Which is kind of why I don't want to show what I mean when I say I've added additional details to a lot of these drawings. Okay. It's so hard to get like the details sometimes. But there we are. I'm not gonna do it for this side section, by the way. I already inked that in. Maybe I can make it look like pants. Ah, well. There's like a little line, but I think I can just say it's already there. That's close enough, I guess. Actually, it's more like something like that. Like, it doesn't look like how I did the chest piece. It more looks like. Actually, I can, since I have the page open, it is not a cuirass. I think that's what it was. Though I don't know, like the cuirass thing. It's more like I'm drawing like the breeches because that's light armor, but the character wears like medium armor. Maybe I could have looked up like Halalu armor, but no. I like veteran armor a little more. Could say Telvani, but Telvani. Sorry. I think I got the details for the character. I might have missed something, but nah. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, I think I got every detail for this armor. Everything right. Now it's time for the fun part. The background. And inking in the background with my uneven hand. You gotta make sure everything's even. Okay. I will mess up on this part. Okay, there we go. I want to get the hard part out of the way first. Which, surprisingly, is everything. Oh, good news, the stream gets to be saved. Oh, and if you're wondering, this does technically count for an art session for a day. For today, this does count for my art session, by the way, if you are wondering. Like, maybe I should have streamed a little bit something else, but maybe I'll fix that later. There we go. Oh, wait, maybe if I do that as well. God, it's gonna be an insane project. Because there's, of the ones I've added up. So, I have this insane project in my head that I want to do for art. I really want to do this one project called the Counties Project. Or drawing like US counties I've been to. Or US counties for states I've been to. Only problem. Of the states I've been to, And unless they change the fucking map, because it's fun stuff I get. Frustrating shit. Whatever. There's roughly 3,000, I think 344 counties in the United States. And I'm including the states I've been to make it easier. But that doesn't make it easier either, because there's like, if you add them up, I think it's like close to 600 counties that I have to draw. And someone did bring up, oh, why don't you just draw the ones that you've been to? Do you think I know? Do you think I know which ones I've been to? I'm just going off my memory of what I remember. Wait, wasn't there like little... Ah, shit, I think there's armor details here. Maybe I can add the little details now. Right, using the medium armor for... So now I can add little details to the armor now that I got everything. But I can't move on until this is a little dried. Because again, I am like... There we go. Then it's like a bunch of that. There we go. Actually, it's more of a similar shape to like what I've been inking in as well, but there we go. And there we are. I think I missed some stuff, but that's fine. I can work on that, fix that up later. But I wanted to ink this in for a little while, and there we are. You know, again, I might have missed something, but I'll fix that later. But this does... Oh, I can show this now! As I'm grabbing it. Ow. I should have gone on a walk before stream, but... Do you want to know how I do stuff? I don't think anyone cares because no one's here. Or something, I don't know. But I don't care. You know, I've been streaming for like 48 minutes at this point. And if I can go for 2 hours, that's pretty good. With art. Maybe around... You know what? I will probably post this Twitch link. Maybe in a couple places. Alright. So, hold on, let me just make a blue sky post. I gotta make sure everything's all good on my end. Yep. Now I can save his VOD. Which hopefully it's fine. I'm not gonna share this much on anywhere else aside from my own little server. On Discord. I'm just choosing a couple places to share that on. Alright. I can't tell you which character this is because I'm not sure who it is. I know it's one of my characters. I know it's one of my Dungeon Pack characters. Anyways, I'm gonna put that aside. Maybe not that one. I don't know. Let me pick one. How about I work on stuff that's out of season? Like maybe some Christmas stuff. You know what? I'll leave you on with. While I look for a drawing, let me just pick one that I think is funny. Like, what if I what if I was on, like... Hold on. Hold on. I want to find a drawing. Here we go. Just trying to make sure my camera is working. And there might be a little delay. Yep. Yeah. Here, I can show you my god-awful D&D idea while I look for a drawing to pick. Just so there's something on screen to look at while I look. Or you can admire the bookmarker. Here's me just being like, oh, do I want to draw this Valentine's Day thing I did? Which may or may not be canon for the characters anymore. Putting that in? Nah. Welcome to hell. I could... Oh, these are cool, but it's not Christmas yet. I could do like the last minute drawing I did for like 2024. Like as soon as it became midnight, I finished the drawing, and it's such a bad drawing too. But you know what? I really want to ink it in. And I mean, it's a bad drawing. Just gotta make sure there's something on the screen of just me. Yeah. Hello. Hello. I wish I had other stuff to draw. You know. Oh, maybe I can use the Dungeon Pack stuff I was gonna use. I want to save that for later. Wait, do I have anything? Wait. I could do that. But it's a little... What did we find? Maybe I can put it aside of... Maybe I can actually work on something Damn it, I'm doing this again. Here I am deciding on the next drawing I'm going to be inking in. Yet I'm already being picky about which one I want to ink in. 5. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should. God, this is going to be hard to ink in. Oh dear, this is going to be fun. But then there's like... Fuck it, you know what? Fuck it. So, to make sure, I might as well show like the last one I did, which I actually really like. First and foremost, I'll show which one I like before I get on to the one that I'm gonna actually ink in. This is actually one of my favorite drawings I've done for this new idea that I have. maybe I should have fits. Which reminds me, I should maybe go back and make sure I ink in everything. But this is actually something I did for my dungeon pack stuff. Like where like these drawings I've done for my dungeon pack characters. This is actually a way where I can focus on writing the story, build up the lore, the world, and also just so I can have filler because I rather not work on my actual. And also how what I used as a reference for the clothing this character is wearing. Uh, no, I don't know. Like I didn't know how to do it at like a particular angle because it's more like a dress, but how the pose and all. I just decided to just draw it as I. But still, this is one of my personal favorite drawings I've done for this project. I can show you my least favorite, which is what I'm going to be inking in. Because the hand looks bad. Which, by the way, yeah, this is what I'll be inking in. The one prior to this one, or something. I just don't like the hand for this drawing. It looks bad. Like, of the drawings, like, hands are already hard to draw, but with everything going on with online and art spaces, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not fun. So, this is the drawing that I will actually be inking in, actually. Wait, I shouldn't have that. Whatever. This is the actual drawing I will be inking in. This is the one I'm going to be inking in now. The only problem, it's supposed to be a lore picture for the character because the character has like this one arm that's like magic or something, I don't know. You'll know, like, if I lights. Here's something about me. When I make characters or draw stuff or make worlds, I use whatever it is I like at the time. Or in general, like the Elder Scrolls, there's a universe since that's like perfect reference, like way to bring this up. There's a reason why there's like elves, maybe humans. Although I think there's like I'm now focusing more on like a furry AU more. Because I hate drawing humans or human adjacent characters except for like furry characters. The one that probably showed up is what I'm gonna be inking in later. Like you probably saw that, but that's what I'm gonna be inking in later. Actually, maybe I should pull up the character. Just like I have a physical reference for this character, like an actual physical reference for this character. Maybe I can just use what I have. Since there's a lot of anime inspiration, which by the way, I want to talk about this because I've been debating if I want to do this for my own project, but like I'm thinking of adding like with this pen. Wait, which one? This one. Adding like volume 1, volume 2, volume and so on and so far. There are like 10 of these so far in this book. It's hard to see. Sorry, but Twitch mobile suds. I'm thinking of adding like it looks fine on my end, but yeah, it has that's a problem, but whatever. Like I'm thinking of adding like volume 1, volume 2 and so on for these. Well, the stories make sense. I'm real like regardless of who I draw and like if they're volume will not be like related to the actual character. While I would like that to be the case, but I want to have like a narrative, probably like volumes 1 to 5 would be one arc, maybe, and so far. And will I draw comics for it? No, I just want to write story, just to actually get off my ass and actually draw a story, write a story, because I talk about how bad my actual writing is. my actual writing is bad, and I'm not just doing that just because, yo, I want. No, I actually believe my actual writing is bad. Like, there's a lot of like even how I talk. You can probably hear it in how I talk as well. I might have to bring this closer to me. So, hold on. Where's Welcome to Hell? I'll get to the details later. But while I work on the details for a face, Welcome to Hell. I love how I can just pull up an old drawing that I did while I'm trying to make sure I get the details for this right. Because the face is probably the most important to ink in first. Because there's a lot more smaller details that I can't do at an angle. God, I really hope I haven't. Doesn't help that a lot of my characters suffer from the Wintel hairstyle thing. Or my Sona's hairstyle. Like, this is actually supposed to be a representation of myself, by the way. I'm muting myself so I can, yeah. You know the hard part about this project that I'm inking in right now, which I'll show in a second? The small details suck. And then I have to ink in the fire. I would bring this up so I can show you what I'm doing, but I'm not used to doing that. In fact, I'm not even used to doing that stuff like this anyways. There we go. Now I can start inking in the body. I also might have to look up some stuff related to anime, because I was looking up like the anime, the series I like. I've not read it, but I've watched the anime for it, which was, and I'm so excited for September, because the first movie is coming soon. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, it's the Demon Slayer movie, part 1, I think, of 3. Yeah, there's a lot of animes, like, because of a bit of, like, which is kind of something I could bring up. Like, the Dungeon Pats stuff, like, the Dungeon Pat characters are heavily inspired by, like, stuff like the Undaunted from The Elder Scrolls Online, the Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, because they also use magic and whatnot. And while there is an established mage order, or mages guild in my world, it is the order of fairies in my world that make up like the majority of all the guilds, partially because fun. This is the origins of how he got his like cursed or whatever magic hand. Which, now that I think about it, like, if a silent or mute spell worked, if I will that just disable that arm? Like, will it just dissipate? Or will he not be able to use it? Like, will it just not work at all? I guess magic from, like, hell or oblivion is different than, like, just in general magic. I never really, like, I have an in-depth magic system. I think. I feel like I do. Just I don't use it often. You know, at least my PS4 probably lights what I'm doing today because it gets a little break. Which that does mean like after like the 2 hours, chocolate balls. And that was it. Yeah. Yeah, it's on Twitch's end. Again, app suds. How many times can I say the Twitch mobile app suds? Like, respect to anyone who can actually make it work to stream off of, but I still don't like it. You know, honestly, now that I think about it, as I ink in this drawing, I kind of like the pose that I did, or how I drew the character. Maybe I can go on without the fire, but I'm just gonna talk as if it's working still, but I don't even know because again, Twitch Mobile's is fun. Again, how many times can I bring up Twitch Mobile in a stream and not even? And I'm hoping the VOD will be fine when I ink this. When I upload the VOD later today, I hope the VOD will be fine. Like on Twitch, it's just buffering so much, like buffering and suffering. By the way, I might add, like if you get a particular ad, I can't choose what ads I get because of course I can't. I bring that up because I recently got like there's like I just saw this message earlier. It's like that's disgusting. Like those ads are not showing or running those ads. I'm being vague, but if you get like also, fun fact, I hate drawing the scars for my dungeon pack characters. I regret drawing the scars for my characters sometimes. But my rule for drawing dungeon pack characters is that they have to include scarring. Mainly because it adds like history to the character as part of like an organization. And I do fear like if I draw another section of this group, the Order of a Beast folk, or Order of a Beast as I dub them. By the way, like how I do stuff in my world, like for this guy, I think he's a wolf. Like he'd be classified as a wolf folk, but or it really depends. Like both terms work fine. Which now that I think about it, in a world of furries, like anthropomorphic people, are there even? Yeah, yeah, I say so. Yeah. Again, magic is also a thing. There was a time where in my world where like you can like a human can transform into an animal, but I decided to scrap that concept entirely because I don't want to draw like a a human version of a character that was initially a furry. Because again, intent that which given that I don't share a lot of my lore, like I can just show like you know I can actually use this like I can use like I got this from the Nintendo store. Uh, this is like I can stack up an entire sketchbook up into like beyond my television, beyond my screen, like all the way to the top, like all the way to the ceiling of my room. That's my lore. But this is like the visible lore of what I will be willing to show. Oh, I got this at the Nintendo store where I live, near where I wanted to just like, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Twitch Mobile. You don't got this. Yeah, there's a lot of buffering and delays on my end. Is it even showing up? Like this is how I imagine like how I talk about my lore, but smaller than this notebook. Also, if you're wondering, like, if I'm gonna add like volume 1, volume 2, and whatnot, I think there's like volume 6. No, I'm not gonna do that yet. I want to ink in all this stuff first. I really hope it's hard to the tail because I can't tell because I'm drawing at a certain angle. Even though I established I can just grab a page. Actually, I can show like the most recent picture I did and why I do. That's the 18 plus book. Here's my current sketchbook. Prior to this, but I use boards a lot. As you can tell with this page, I'm gonna draw something later. There's no markings from my prior drawing because I use the board. Sometimes it fails, like the board doesn't work well. Like it only works for like this sketchbook and another, like the 4x6 as I call it. But as you can tell with the page, just nothing really. Maybe some markings here and there, but that's it. That's it, really. Where's the Welcome to Hell? There's some details that I can't do on screen. Welcome to Hell. You know, I really gotta do some of that D&D thing. I've been meaning to run a D&D campaign. It's just I don't know where to start. I mean, I already have something in mind for a D&D campaign, but it's more of like a something similar to like I've not played it myself, but similar to that one game that I called Blueprints, I think. But it's more of like a random dungeon, like you build the people build up the dungeons as that's kind of like the lore, like an individual just set it up. But because the floor plans were forgotten or something like that, I don't know. I've not set it up. I don't even know the bats. Might get a bit of a sword as well, since it's a bit of a tough one to do. Kind of messed up around the hand part, but that's fine. Alright. That can go away, and now welcome back to what I was actually working on. Gotta wait for the stream to catch up, though. Like, it's probably live as I'm recording this on Twitch, but on stream itself, it's probably heavily delayed. Oh, in order for me to stream this, I had to put it on my phone on Do Not Disturb, just so I can do that. And I think I just closed my Twitch page. Yeah, I closed it like a dumbass, so I can't tell. Ooh, maybe like if I can go for 2 hours and if they're still going, ooh, maybe I have someone to raid. Raid on over to. Yeah. Ooh, maybe that's what I might do. I don't know why I closed it. I don't know why I closed the page. My goal is to hopefully ink in 3 of these today. That's kind of my main goal for today. Just ink in a few things today. But if this stream can last until, which by the way, I started early so I can end earlier. Ooh, maybe we can. You know, maybe I could have just labeled this something else, but it's probably not too late. Oh, what I'm thinking, like, instead of like how I'm thinking about outlining it, I can use this to indicate this stuff, but I'm also gonna do that for here as well. Oh, and believe me, I like to talk. It's so funny. I like to share my work a lot, but I'm also like, if I ever talk to someone, I'm usually quiet as well. Like, in real life, I usually just like to listen, then interrupt. Like, that's why I always struggle with a lot of things. By the way, like, by the time later on in the lore, the arm would have healed by now. I think. Oh man, I'm having a lot of cool ideas of how I imagine like his new hand looks. If I can find the character sheet. I'm not having a good time finding it. My bed's a mess. Oh, nope, I found it. But I also have to make sure I keep the character I'm drawing later, as I pre-planned a lot of characters. Oddly enough, I have a lot of characters with missing limbs of it. Ugh. Yeah, a lot of characters have a lot of scarring. Thank God I'm not drawing that character. Or you can do that character. Ah, yes, I found the character I'm drawing. Yeah, this guy's a wolf. Yeah. He's pretty fucking tall, too. Well, in one form of his. Fun fact. Fun fact, I guess, as I ink this in. A lot of these characters right here, all the characters I've drawn and inked in for this project so far, outside of maybe a few, they're all characters who can change their size. I wonder if this would work. I hope it does, because I can't really tell. It's hard to tell if I'm getting it right. I think I want side. It's so hard. It's so hard to tell. Actually, I gotta go getting closer. So let me bring back Welcome to Hell. Oh shit, I kind of messed up on that part. Oh well. Oh, maybe I can just have it be like a little bit of flames or magic or something coming out of your arm. Because I think that might be cool. Honestly, you know what? It's so hard because it's gonna be hard to tell because of how I'm gonna do a Vanette section. Alright. Here we are with his arm. If I had a red pen, I could have done additional details for his arm, right? Maybe if I inked it in at a certain angle, maybe it actually gets like how I want it to be. Ah, damn it. Oh well. And there we are. How I wanted it to look. Kinda looks like how I want it to look, but I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks like what I want it to go to. Oh boy, now I have to do the arm, this other section of the arm. Because I'm not planning on coloring this in anytime soon. And I can't really find my Copic pens right now, and I'm too lazy to look for them. I'm gonna just use what I have. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Also, yes, I use Copic pens for, like, I primarily use colored pencils for my art, but I do have, like, Copic pens. I could use crayons, which I've seen. I have a badge made by an artist that I like, who I recently follow, I think for about 2 years. Actually, I can show you the badge, actually. Maybe I can link the artist if I can find their Blue Sky or whatever they have. Probably not their Twitter, but maybe God, the fun of just drawing backgrounds, and now that I have to ink in the whole background, the fun begins. And why do I draw this? Just so my character doesn't live in a void. I'm gonna have to wait for a bit after inking this in, because I have to hold off for like a bit, just to make sure it dries up. I am so impatient sometimes, I just move on to the next thing. Alright. Okay, so I could do it like this. I might have to extend this a little bit, but that's fine. It's not gonna be like a perfect square, by the way. I'm aware it's not gonna be perfect, but you know what? I don't care for perfect. I mean, I gotta stop talking about perfection because I do care a little. Ah, drama. Dumb drama, I guess, with young me. That is why I'm always like, oh, I could show you, I could do better. You know, maybe I should have not replied on DeviantArt. And again, like, it was a piece of shit of art. Like, I was still learning how to draw. Like, I've been drawing for years, but again, my art has... It's a little rough, but hey, I'm doing my best. God damn it. Again. And this was like years ago, too. Again, I do plan on erasing a lot of additional details later on. Do I have like an orange pen that won't leak on my paper? What's this? I do have to be careful with this, though. Like, I don't even know. I have to be very careful with this. You know, I like that. I'm just gonna be very gentle with this. I have to be very gentle with this pen. Also, we're wondering, like, where's the music? Whatnot. It's unfortunate because I'm shooting, like, my way, which is usually as, I guess, small as you can get it. I don't run music, and the music that I do want to listen to, and I'm not sure if it'll bleed through my headphones. And as my head is pretty close to the screen, as yeah. And if you're wondering like what type of music I might listen to now, right now I've been very into like Deltarune soundtrack. So yeah. And I've had issues with Deltarune's soundtrack on YouTube. Not really on Twitch. Like, the only issues I've had on Twitch about any music was the Skyrim soundtrack. But all you can really hear is, like, whatever's in the background. Like, background audio and whatnot. Which I'm doing my best to talk over. Excuse me. Maybe I should. Alright. You know, the stream's lasted for an hour. I just have to go for another hour and I'm good. Believe it or not, inking in stuff, it's easier to do than drawing sometimes. When it comes to drawing, I just have to struggle with picking a pose, like picking a character, which I already picked, picking a theme because it's summer. I already have a theme currently, and it's beach. Like beach or near a body of water. Like currently I have like a lake version of a drawing I've done would show it, but again, I'm not sure if I could. Maybe I can. They're tame, I think. Maybe not some. Maybe some. Oh dear. Also hello. Alright. So far so good. I got 2 drawings done. Now I just got 1 more to do. And I'm aware of mistakes I've done, but I don't care. I don't care for mistakes I've done. So most. Yeah. I'm not gonna really show much. Like, the only time you'll get, I'm not even sure. I think I angled my camera at a way, or phone at a way where you don't have to see what's going on. Maybe you'll see like my disgusting floor, my floor, and my desk, but that's it. Also, I didn't notice a raid. Thank you for raid. I don't do art streams often. In fact, I think this is like first art stream I've done in years. Like 2 years. I think a year or 2 years, I don't know. I don't remember my last art stream. I think it was like when I was drawing like my villain like characters, but I have one villain character in this whole pack. Or that I've drawn so far. I'm not gonna really show much about the drawings in this book. Outside of like what I'm inking in. So I showed this earlier, like it showed up for like a moment. So this is the next one I'm gonna be inking in. By the way, for a lot of the poses I used, there's like a lot of reference stuff I've used for my poses and whatnot. For this drawing, or for the next one, I think I used this one. What's it called? Like True Ref or something? I think I used like a random pose that I found on like True Ref. Which, by the way, like I usually look up like the partially like just so what was it, like partially nude or like what do they call it on True Ref? Like or something like that, as I can just draw the clothing later myself, like draw clothing as I do it. True Ref, which I can link if I can find the site, if my things. Oh man, my phone. Oh. I can't. It's not loading. I think things are frozen on my end. Nope, things are working. It's just slow. Yeah. The free chest, yeah, I looked up poses from like this one site that I like, that I've been admiring. Here we go. Costume semi-nude. Yeah. But then as I take those poses, I add clothing. Like that's how I got like a lot of these drawings I've done so far. Anyways, here's the next drawing I will be inking in. Again, how I draw, I should focus more on like making sure it's like I get to fit the whole pose, but I don't care. Actually, I think this is like the first time I shared any of these, to be honest. What's the next one after this? Yeah, it's a pose I don't like. There's also like my skunk character I drew, finishing off of a border collie character. I think a border collie character, who I also plan on. And then that's probably. Do note that I'm probably gonna wrap up around like the 2 hour mark, 2:30 ish mark, as I don't know. Partially because I think my phone will probably be in the red by then. Like, this does take a lot of resources. Alright. Anyways. I had other ideas for this character as well, like, but it's so hard to think of like action poses, and also I don't really know a lot of stuff for this character right now as I'm still working on the characters. Outside like maybe her class, which I think was like honor guard class. Oh boy, I think this pen is dying. Which does suck that this pen is dying, but that's fine. Actually, I always start with a face. Yeah, I always start with a face for like the head area first before I get into the rest of the details. Oh man. Ah, oh, boy, I love doing art streams. When it's not the phone being a piece of garbage, it's some other stuff that I have a hard time with. Like, because I'm streaming from my phone, I don't know how much sound my phone, which is so fun to know when my phone just spits up random ass sounds. Actually, I'm curious. I'm curious. Okay. My goodness, I have my headset. You know, I really want to do what I want to do after I finish like my summer project that I'm currently working on. I really want to do like this, like I talked about this earlier, and I will talk about this again. This whole U.S. county project that I only for states I've been to. Like I'm gonna be using like Wikipedia. Hopefully that's not like censored because of stupid stuff going on in the world. But I'm gonna be using like what I can find for like the first picture related to the county for all the states I've been to in the U.S. that I've been to, and only the U.S. since that's the only. It does suck for some states because some states have more than 90. It's the largest state I've been to with a lot of counties is Illinois with I think 102 counties. I was talking to some people because I brought this up with my family, like parents, siblings, and whatnot, like about this project. It could have been like counties I've been to. I don't fucking know which counties I've been to. Well, maybe I can do mouths. How I saw someone I like do mouths. Something like that. Might not be good, but you know what? I don't care for like how it'll look. Well, again, I gotta stop saying that because I do. I think I'm not sure about the costume. Like something like wait, which one? Oh boy, the next drawing I'm doing is the one I hate. Right, so this character's hairstyle is something, alright? Her hairstyle is something, but I do my best with this character. I also really want to try drawing like more action related poses with this character. Another day, perhaps. Currently, Supposed to be like a scar right here. Some scars are fun to draw. I can't tell if that's what I had to do, but whatever. There we go. I got what I want. There we go. It's not hard to get a lot of body shapes. I am practicing on trying to draw like different body shapes when I draw my characters. It's sometimes hard. Like, but I am practicing. But shouldn't mention I've been drawing for years. After like yeah, I think I've drawn this character in another pitch in this book as well for another project. Can't tell if, like, oh, I think those are her like scars here as well. There we go. Maybe I should use a different pen. I just like using this pen, like this smaller sized one, because I get all the details I like. It's like how I use this little eraser thing that I'm gonna have right here to erase every line, everything. It's really meant for like painting. Like, I actually got this pen, these types of like mechanical erasers from I think my uncle, and I've been using them ever since. Like, they're so good. Oh, and also depending on how long this stream goes for. Ooh, I can't wait to do a Minecraft stream this Friday. You know, I actually was planned to do a Minecraft stream later today. Like, I had Minecraft ready. If you want proof, can you hear that? If you hear that, that is my PlayStation, and I'm moving between Overwatch 2, which I need to move away from my favorites. I don't play that game anymore, or not as often, and Minecraft. Like, I was prepared, but honestly, I'm surprised that this worked. I'm surprised, because I was worried that it would not work. I mean, I saw some buffering, which made me concerned. And there's, of course, of the stream. But it's fine. Oh, and also, are they still live? Because if they're still live, damn it. Damn. Think of someone else to raid. Oh, I might know someone to raid, maybe. Raid on over to after his stream. Someone I recently... I'll see who's live in an hour. Actually, yeah. Am I even raiding tonight? Now that's the question. Am I gonna raid out tonight? Wait, what time do they usually go live again? Let me double check. I might be ending the stream by the time we go live. Yeah, that does kind of suck, but I can't read on over to a friend depending on how long this goes for. But that's what. Wait, I think if a tail was supposed to go that way. Oh well. I have a picture of his drawing before I inked it in, I hope. Definitely for May. So I have this picture prior to me inking this in. So but don't know if that was a good detail, but whatever. There we go. There we go. There we go. I think I got the details. Maybe I should do something with the hair, because this character has like interesting hair. Oh yeah, I was also trying to make the character like a little more fluffy, I guess. I think that was like an idea I had, but I decided against it. There we go. What can I say? I like fluff. Like really fluffy characters. Oh, I definitely can't use any of these. I could do that, but unfortunately, I have what I'm using for references being used for streaming right now. Yeah, like, because I struggle with as I'm right. I think I could do it like that. Yeah. There we go. I think I got the details for her. Now it's time for background. Ah man, erasing the sim is gonna be so fun. Which, by the way, as I work on the additional details, I will have to make sure, like, I get everything inked just in doing this part. Like, just to make sure there's no, like, missing details. Like, if there's, like, something, like, that's, you'll share this later. Maybe I can just share the drawings I've inked in, like their pre-inked version. Ooh, maybe I can just share what I've inked in during today's stream on somewhere later today. Ooh, maybe I could do that. Also, I do talk fast, I think. There we go. I am a little focused on this. Hi, I am Wentil. I am a semi-variety like streamer. I also streaming to start playing games on like my PC. There's a lot of games in my playlist, if you will. I'm currently doing art stream because I thought about doing it's been for an art stream. The only problem with doing art streams is how I stream, which revolves around mobile devices. I can't promise I'm gonna do an art stream again in the future. I have to pray to the gods, to whoever, that this damn thing where I'm using to stream works with me. Working with me. Hence why the title for the stream is "Can this stream last more than 5 minutes?" Because I've had a art stream that lasted 1 minute. 1 minute. It lasted 1 fucking minute. Yeah, it was not the best. Let me just say that. But Twitch Mobile is like, I had to make sure the app was up to date. God, post stream stuff is gonna be so fun later. Post stream stuff is gonna be so fun later. Even right now, it's so fun. That's why I'm like 1 minute in that type of voice, because my God. I'm just happy that this stream held. Like, sure, I've had some issues, like, there's probably some buffering going on right now, and heavy delay. But yeah. Anyways, I think this drawing is done. I might have missed some details, but I'll come back later to get them in later. That is... Wait, hold on. Oh, shit, I forgot about that. So, okay, so I've done 2 drawings earlier. Hey, how about a little bit of behind the scenes, if you will, for a moment. Now I will mention about the quota in a moment. Seeing how I do stuff every month. Because, hey, I have a planner. I don't get to show it off on stream as often. I'm not gonna, this is for August. This is my planner. Like, when it shows up, as normal as I can. That this might end soon. Nope, we're good. It's just unstable. Okay. I have my art quota, which is just the new art that I draw for this month in general. I currently have 2 done so far. Which, of the drawings I've done so far, this was just for my summer project so far. Character quota, I have so many characters, but I don't have enough. Most of these characters are just like dungeon pack and whatnot, just so I can build up the story and whatnot. And just, I know I have so many characters, but hey, it's fun for me. Then there's what I'm currently doing right now, the art quota for ink and maybe colors. Sometimes I like to color in my art, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm primarily focusing on inking my art in, as I've been working on the stream. And there's also like the PlayStation, Steam, and Switch pictures with screenshots. I usually write down like at least 10 to 20. But I decided, you know what, that's more that didn't really help. So I'm just doing whatever. My goal is at least 10, but I'm not gonna care anymore. On this side, for August, it's like YouTube, like other stuff that I have to do and whatnot. Like, this is gonna be the only time I'll show this, because there might be some other stuff that I need to mention, write down, that might be a little more personal, I guess. We have the YouTube schedule, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or what the fuck. Which, by the way, because it's August, what the fuck, YouTube? August 13. I don't need to talk about that. I've been talking about it a lot. I think it's a stupid thing they're doing. Using AI to guess your age. I like YouTube as a platform. I'm worried that Twitch might try that too. I hope they don't, but you never know. There's braids and like required weights and whatnot. Like, I don't have a required week planned right now. Like, I don't have a required week planned right now, and I think I'm expressive with my hands. Like, as you can tell, I'm like very expressive with my own hands. Kind of why, like, if I ever decide to get one of those VTuber models, if I make it myself or something, I'm not gonna talk about that because I don't want that to happen on my streams. I I don't know. I might have ideas. So I changed the wording from like restriction week to required week because required week sounds better than restricted week. Restriction week. So that means like for required weeks, I have to work on something. I have to work on either writing or art. Thankfully, because of what I'm doing right now, it's just art right now, but it might be writing since sometimes I struggle with writing. But because writing is so open, yeah. Breaks, I have nothing planned. Like, that might be a week break, might be longer, maybe a few days extra, but I'll have this in this book. But I will also announce it on my own server and just in general as well. And then there's this section. Like, this is probably the least important thing in this whole thing because playthroughs take a while. Currently, that's kind of why yesterday when I was streaming ESO, I was working on East March. By the way, I will mention, when I finish that playthrough, when I finish East March, that will count for one playthrough for this entire section. My goal is to get 5 for this month, but I'm not holding out hope for that. If I can do 1, that's good enough for me. And those are like the entire behind the scenes for this book. If you want a day by day, do I have anything personal written down in this book? Like, I know I had one for last week, which I'm not going to show. Actually, I can show this because you want to know how I do stuff? And again, this is the only time I get to do this on stream, and I love this because I get to talk. Now, so I think I'm done. I'm using this as like hey, I'm about to head out type deal. Here's how I do stuff usually. We have like PlayStation 4 sessions. We have Steam sessions or PC sessions because there's other games I have on my computer, or if there's like a browser game I can play. And then there's Switch/Nintendo. Because I have like a 3DS somewhere, which I haven't played in a while, for like a year. Which I really gotta do that. Yeah. And then an average day, it's like, because it's right there. We have 3 PlayStation 4 sessions and 2 Switch sessions. And I also write down like, hey, like, sometimes I write down stream stuff, like, for yesterday it was like Elder Scrolls Online. Today it would have been like art or Minecraft. Today was art. Thank God. The stream held out. And if you're wondering, like, so it's like, hey, like by midnight, this will be complete. Like, as I've done stuff today for my art stream, like, I've inked in 3 things. That's good enough. And this is only completed by 2 means. 2 means, as I've decided. When this catches up, I can... 1 is by midnight. If I do a lot of drawings or just a single drawing, it has to be midnight for this to be complete. Or the other way, it's like 7 drawings a day, if I can manage like 7 drawings. And it has to be drawings. Nothing new. Nothing old being... Nothing older like what I've just worked on earlier today. No, it has to be new drawings. It has to be 7 drawings a day. Because I used to do that back in high school, years ago, to various level of quality. And a part of me feels like I should try that again. Like I should try to challenge myself to do at least 7 drawings, at least a single day of 7 drawings in various things. That's kind of, but my limit is like 1 drawing a day. That I do during the day as well. If there, oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. I mean, I could read on over them, but I haven't. I actually, who do I follow who's live right now? This was a unique stream. Like, it started early because another big thing that I have a problem with art streams is also like family stuff, like the Twitch app itself and whatnot. It's the light itself. Like, my window, the sunlight itself. Yeah. Anyways, I did say I was gonna get for like 2 hours anyways, so might as well start wrapping up now. Sorry if you hopped in just now, but unfortunately, I wasn't really gonna go for too long. Like, I wasn't gonna go for too long. Like, I already planned like 2 hours today. I hope I can remember which ones I've done. Alright, here we go. So I inked this in at the start of the stream. I can show which one I was planning on inking in, but I decided, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I was gonna ink in like 3 things anyways today, so this is good. I actually can just show what I was planning on inking in. Okay, so I was planning on inking in, let me find the page. It was from my Valentine's Day project. I was gonna ink in this drawing right here. Which I looked up like poses and whatnot, just like reference pictures for this. Which this may or may not be canon for the characters anymore. Because I'm currently working on certain things for the characters. But that's that, but I did not do that. I'm probably going to do that later. I inked in this, which honestly now I kind of like this a little more now that I gave it a little more life. And I've inked this in. I can show you what I was going to ink in before I decided to just call it a day, which I was working on earlier. I was going to ink in this, which I'll probably have to work on later. There was this one, 2. I was going to ink in this, and then I would have wrapped up with this. But I decided, you know what, I think 3 is good enough, and I don't know how long. Also, I have a lot to do, and I have to get food, and I'm hungry, and I have to go do a lot of things. There's more after that, believe it or not. This entire sketchbook is full. It's kind of why I'm revisiting this sketchbook right now. But I can't show the drawings, I don't think. I could maybe, but I rather not. I could show you all like fun fact. This sketchbook, I which by the way, this is like the sketchbook I was working on all day. This sketchbook, uh, I started this during my road trip, like back in May of last year, and the first drawing I ever done was when I was in a hotel room in Nevada, and that's why all the backgrounds are like U.S. states I've been to during that trip. So we had Nevada, Utah. Actually, Utah, which I had like an angry expression. Then there's Wyoming, which is just missing texture, which I thought was kind of funny. There was like Nebraska because there was stuff to look at. Now this is just what I looked up during the trip, and then I slept a lot when we eventually got to Iowa, so that's why I did that. I could have done some other stuff related to that trip, but I only drew that I'm willing to share. There's another that I did that I'm not willing to share. I'm not gonna do that. But hey, I think they're pretty cool drawings still. I think I paused on this book for a while because this wasn't like my main sketchbook. That was only during my trip. The last one I did during that trip was, and then I started using this book as my main book from like November, I think it was like November 12th, all the way to just recently back in, yeah, a couple months ago, back in, like, I can show you the final drawing I did. This was the last drawing I did in this book. That was the last one I did. I'm not gonna ink that in right away, but I'll get to that eventually. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Yeah, I drew that when I was exhausted. Stuff streams, to be honest. And then there's my current sketchbook. And then there's my current sketchbook because, hey, I gotta have a current sketchbook, eh? This stream is not for that. Sorry. This is my current sketchbook. This book is my current sketchbook. I hope I don't need to explain why the stickers are like that. Because I know that maybe some people watch my oh, come on, can I not oh god, this does not look good at all. I hope I'm not causing damage to my foot because I'm already worried about that. There's like a little thing in my foot that I'm a little worried about. Because it popped. I didn't know it was there. And I'm not being careful at all. Now, I will just mention this now. Actually, I can just have it on the drawing I did for myself. Because I want to draw myself. I'll wrap it up with this drawing. Or you know what? How about I wrap it up with... I gotta draw like stuff for my streams. Which I have, actually. Ah, man. I have stuff for my streams. Man, I don't like that feeling. Yeah, I used a sketchbook a lot during that time. But I don't know which one was active. Like, the one where that whole Welcome to Hell came from was, like, my Lycanrot sketchbook. I don't know which one I used in between this book, the one I just showed, and the other. I'm not... Yeah, so... Now, I'm not planning on doing any more art streams for a while. Like in Twitch Mobile, I got lucky today. I got lucky. But I can't promise that this stream I will do any other art streams. And I have to start early for a lot of these streams because it's because of how these streams are. Like, I am time sensitive. Like, the stream will go on either until my phone dies or reaches 20%, which it's probably already having problems right now because it's been streaming for so long. I'm not gonna rate out, by the way, just a heads up. I'm just gonna wrap up after this. Like, the person I'm gonna just ended. I could read on over to that, but I don't know. I don't want to. I do feel bad, but nah. It's just one of those days. I can't make any promises that I will do art streams in the future. I probably want to again. Like, I probably try to do more inking streams because those are fun. Do note that the titles will be kind of weird. Ooh, maybe I can work on the County project. Maybe I can do that. Maybe. Yeah, so that does mean because this was a successful stream in my eyes, like, sure, it was heavily delayed. Like, right now, as I'm watching it, it's a bit delayed on my end. But by the time it's over, it probably is fine. And I know this is actually the time I usually go live, actually. So, like, right now is the time I usually go live. However, it's because I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. Then again, I poorly advertise this, except for, like, maybe on my own server and Blue Sky. Yeah. Anyways, am I gonna do an art stream again? Probably not for a while. Though I have to make sure Twitch is up to date. Everything lines up well. That's my only issue. Gotta make sure my phone's fully charged. I might want to try doing more art streams in the future, but I can't make promises. I'm just so happy that this stream lasted more than 2 hours. Probably not good for my phone, but shh. Yeah. I'll see you all Friday for Minecraft. So, the original plan was, if this didn't last 5 minutes, like, if it started having issues and I had to end the stream, or if it just abruptly ended, I would have switched to Minecraft. But now, because because this stream was successful, I could probably keep going, but honestly, I'd rather just wrap up now. Sorry if you popped in. No raid tonight. I'm sorry. I can't really think of anyone currently. And also, I'm just not certain about the stream. This Friday, I'm going to be doing Minecraft. It was going to be Skyrim, but because this worked out well enough, I don't have to worry about that at all. I can actually do what I want to do. No raid. So I'll see you all hopefully on Friday for Minecraft. For the weekly stream. Now I can be in a better positive spirit while doing that. Hopefully my mindset would be better. Hopefully, I don't know. I feel so much. I feel good for having a successful stream, so I'm happy about that. Um, what else? What else can I mention before I just turn off? Like, sorry if you just popped in. I wasn't gonna go for that long, anyways, because art is art. I have to remember to take pictures of the drawings I've inked in. So, yeah. I'm gonna remember that channel later. Actually, I might follow that channel later. Anyways, I could, right? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Anyways, yeah. I can work on the actual drawing part during the stream, but right now, just because I want to get back into it, that's all. Um, that's all I want to talk about. I'll see you on Friday. I don't stream on Thursdays, and by the way, there won't be an art stream for quite a while after this. This is just so I can hope to. I hope I can do another one in future, but we'll see. Maybe in September I can do a couple, but I don't know. Anyways, should do today that I didn't do at all before stream that I need to do now. So, thank you for watching the stream. Because I get to save this finally. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for watching the stream VOD here on Twitch. And the VOD archive when this eventually is up on my YouTube channel. Eventually. Speaking of YouTube, ooh, you got to see what I usually do whenever I type in, like, what I usually do. Just my arms. Hopefully Nightbot is working just fine. It's a bit slow. I'm gonna wait for... Yeah, it's a bit slow today. I don't know why Nightbot is slow today. There's that, and there's this. Like my card. Oh, and I highly doubt I will share those drawings on Blue Sky, but there's Blue Sky as well. If I spelled it right. Yeah, look at this cool site. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all Friday. And hopefully I can read out tomorrow. Or on that Friday stream. Bye. Okay, how do I end this on mobile? I don't want to hit... There's like a couple buttons I can hit, and I'm a little worried about how I'm gonna hit them. I'm worried of how this is gonna work.